investment, a lot of success in fintech, and a few other areas. Is there a feeling that perhaps we are over-investing in fintech at the expense of other areas? So if you look at cross-border trade, for example, that's still very small in Africa between the different markets. So if you look at the trade between South Africa and Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya and Nigeria, it's still quite small. And now that Trump has got everyone on a hammer, we're probably forced now to actually re-look at this and actually find ways to trade more. We've already solved cross-border payments. How far are we from solving cross-border trade?
Yes, I think there's way too much focus on fintech. From the investor perspective, I get it. It has the best returns if we're talking, but I'm talking about the long-term health of Africa. So this is where I step out of maybe my investor lens and step into
your lawyer lens.
My other lens. I don't want to moralize it. My other lens. And if we're not facilitating, if we're not focusing on some of the infrastructure needs, some of the logistic needs, some of the other needs, because all our money is going to one of the highest returning assets, which that's what we want as investors. But if we're not doing that, then long-term, what are we going to be, right? What are we going to be as a continent? Yes, we'll have the best payments everywhere, which payments is a huge issue across the continent. But there are so many different holes that government can't fix in Africa versus government being able to fix it because of bad government debt policies. So it's what can, and I don't want to put this on VCs, but what can the nonprofit investors or quote-unquote impact investors focus on to get the most impact for their buck?
Yeah, that's quite interesting. And we now live in a very complex world. You know, China versus US, geopolitics have really become, you know, the center stage, taken center stage in everything that we do. Certainly, Africa has not been spared. You know, you've seen Trump going after Lesotho, poor Lesotho. I think, you know, South Africa is still struggling to hammer out a deal, very complicated things here. I think along the way, on the flight, my brother was playing with one of the ministers here. He was quite tense going to Washington.